Hi, all you beautiful people. Welcome to the Michaelantonio Show. I realize it's been a while since I've been here, so, I wanted to come back and say hi again. And I also wanted to be able to do a lot more shows. I want to do more and help out whoever I can. If you have any comments that you want to make, you want to have any conversations, you want to argue with me, you want some advice, you let me know. There's about 1 million places where you can comment me. You can comment me right here on this podcast. You can also comment me on YouTube, on my Facebook page. I even have an old MySpace page, if you can believe that. I also have other sites. I have a contact section on my website here. You may be seeing me on my new website that I just built. It's under michaelantonio.biz. Now, I've been fooling around with it, putting some things on there. I want to really do this more often. The only way I can do that, guys, is that you help me out with that part. I'm going to need you to sponsor me. All you have to do to sponsor me is either click on my donation buttons that are all over this site, or you can purchase my music. I actually have several places on my website also where you can do that. So that would be great if you can help me out with that, so that I can keep doing this, because I believe I have a lot to lend to the world, and I can't do that if I'm not getting sponsored. It's just not going to happen. I wanted to talk to you tonight. I have a great show, by the way. I'm actually going to not just talk to you, I'm talking to one specific person also, because this person is someone that's deeply on my mind, because I think it's an important mission, and it's something that will affect not only your life, but many billions of lives around the world. That subject is tyranny, the control of the minds of all the people around the world. And it's not just from one particular religion or from a government. No, it's a mindset. And it is so insidious and so dangerous that it even inflicts its damage upon those of us who don't believe that we're even doing it. We always mean well, but we never fully, we don't always do the right thing. So I want to talk to you about one particular gentleman who I think I located him about maybe a month or two ago. He was actually involved heavily in this fight against radical Islam, that religion that subjugates and murders people and puts its women at a lower level than animals. That's what they do. But this gentleman, in wake of all the events of the Benghazi attacks, the murder of our ambassador in Libya, all these things that are just, they're part of they are the symptoms of the larger disease of that, not only that religion, but it's but a lot of the things that are going on in the world right now. There's tyranny everywhere. But I wanted to say, I think it's important that I also speak directly to Eric. This guy is someone who started out, he's a filmmaker. He began his work by basically trying to expose what he calls, and what the left wing calls, Islamophobia. Now, I want to make a comment about Islamophobia. I really don't believe that it exists. I believe that it is something, Islamic radicalism is real. They do subjugate people. They do torture people. They do torment people. So there's no such thing as Islamophobia. Now, Eric tried, he was commissioned by the left, by the radical left, to make a film about Islamophobia. So basically attacking those who disagree with this hard push by the Muslims to infiltrate the world and to subjugate them and control everyone with their Sharia law, with that kind of control. So he was basically trying to say, look, this is, these people are nuts. There's nothing wrong with Islam. It's a peaceful religion, and this is what he believed. And that's why when he was commissioned to do the film, he set out to do this. And he really believed in what he was doing. So he starts on the project, and guess what? He finds out that, it's a lot of baloney. That really isn't. Islamophobia is what is fake, and Islamic extremism is what is real. That's reality. So once he found that out, he realized he couldn't continue with his film along that same hypothesis that Islamophobia was a real thing. He had to go in the opposite direction. He had to tell the world that, hey, you know what? There really are some crazy Islamists out there who are trying to harm people. And they're destroying not only the world, but America in general. They're coming in here and just causing all kinds of problems. And I'm actually very interested in seeing his film project come to fruition, because now it's a different mission. So he set out on this new mission, and of course he lost his funding from the left, from these people who were trying to work on another agenda, completely different agenda. So I'm interested in seeing what comes out of this. But I did want to make a comment, not only about Eric, but to Eric himself. And I've been doing this. I made a comment about maybe less than 2 weeks ago, I would say. He was talking about his religious beliefs, or his philosophical beliefs. And he kind of has more of an Eastern religious philosophy. In fact, he has a website. It's called Global One TV. And if you look up Global One TV, actually Global One.tv, you'll find his website. So he's very Eastern, into the Eastern mysticism. In fact, the name of the site is also called Multimedia for Mystics. Which, again, I'm not going to criticize his belief systems. This is America. I believe everyone has the right to believe as they wish. Eric, you have every right to say what you wish, and it should not be squelched in any way. Now, I will say this also. Again, about less than 2 weeks ago, he was talking about, he had a little, what I would say, a bit of prose that he had put down on his wall, a little comment about, life, very philosophical thought. I thought it was kind of cool, So I had written something in response to someone on there who was basically denying the existence of God. And I basically stated my opinion that God is very real. Well, Eric proceeded to block my comment and would not allow me to make any more comments after that, which I thought was odd, since he was fighting radical Islam, which is a belief, at least I think, is a belief in controlling thought. Not allowing to people to have their own belief systems, but, torturing, intimidating, murdering people who express their own belief systems. This is what he's doing. So I kind of took that as, why are you doing this, Eric? The very things that you are standing against, you're actually of that same mindset. But see, he turned it around and tried to make it seem as though Christianity, which I never even mentioned Christianity, but apparently many others on his web page, on his Facebook page, many of those people must have expressed their Christian belief, and he wasn't for that at all, so he was trying to shut them down. Now, he did allow a few people to make their piece and say what they wanted, but many people, he shut them down. And again, it is, it's his right, it's his site, it's his page. But I want to tell him, I want to have a little philosophical disagreement and discussion with him. That's what this is. It's an idea for us we need to think. We all need to think before automatically dismissing someone. And we need to engage in the exchange of ideas. It's important because we can't come to many solutions on this planet without exchanging of ideas. It's just not going to work. So, let me just tell you what Eric, a little bit about what he believes in his own words. This is what he wrote on his Facebook page, one of his little statements. And like I said, I don't, it's his page. Eric, it's your right. Please don't misunderstand me. I'm not trying to shut you down. I'm not going to, I wouldn't make any threats to you because, like I said, you are entitled to every opinion that you have. And you own them, and that's great. But I will say, please indulge me, Eric. Please indulge my curiosity and my thought process and think on it. You know, meditate. Your Eastern philosophies lend themselves to the practice of meditation. Chew on it for a while, and maybe we can do some bantering back and forth. I'd love to hear your response, you know, your retort on video. Let me know what you think. Excuse me. I'm telling you, this northern weather here, oh, it's killing me. I think I'm going to have to take a cough drop soon. But anyway, this is something that Eric Allen Bell wrote on his website. And again, I'm not using it to promote Christianity, Eric, and I know you had said something before about that. Trust me, I'm not promoting Christianity, I'm just promoting free thinking. That's what this is all about. Attention, hell enthusiasts. If you get offended when I say that hell is a lie made up by the religious establishment, then please by all means leave. Your religious lunacy undermines the credibility of everyone who is fighting jihad. The ongoing threat of jihad is the defining issue of our time. And I will not stand by and watch the fight against jihad turn into a contest of religions. Do not use me, my name, my videos, my articles, or my Facebook page to promote your religion. I want no part of it. Your religious fanaticism destroys the credibility of everyone else who is sticking their necks out to fight jihad. This is a battle we cannot afford to lose. Hell is a lie, and if you don't like it, unlike my page. That is from Eric Allen Bell. Now, like I said, that's his opinion. It's not my opinion, but it's his. And again, Eric, I know that you don't, I'm not promoting Christianity. I myself am a Christian. Yes, I have Christian beliefs. I believe in the principles of Jesus. However, I'm not trying to promote it. I'm just telling you, please engage everyone who has a disagreement with you. Please allow them to speak their piece. That's all I'm saying. And it seems a little ironic to me that you would tell us that you're fighting jihad. You're fighting this Islamic extremism that is telling, that is basically against free speech. You're trying to fight that and say, I am all for that free speech, so let's destroy the lunacy of Islam. Yet, you say that, well, no, we can't have the lunacy of Christianity. We can't have Christianity. Those people are nuts, man. They believe in hell. They believe in, that Jesus rose from the grave, and how dare they, And I'm thinking to myself, Eric, you are blocking free speech. And you're also saying that what we are doing is undermining the advancement of your fight against jihad. It doesn't make any sense. Because if you look at Christianity, Christianity is nothing at all like Islam. It's not. Night and day, my friend. Now, to my audience, this is something else Eric said. And again, keep this in mind. This is his opinion, and he's entitled to it. Please do not, audience, please do not go to Eric's page and cuss him out or, cause problems with him. That's not my mission here. If you have something productive to say to him, that's fine. Because you know what? According to my beliefs, I feel that it is my mission to have a discussion with him and to pray for his peace and his safety. I believe in that. Even if you don't, I do. I pray for your peace and your safety. That's important to me. Let me show you something else that Eric said that I think is, again, not true, but his opinion. He says, the enemy of Islam is not Christianity, contrary to the incredible volume of religious bullcrap that is continually posted on my Facebook wall by those who refuse to stop forcing Jesus on everyone. No, rather, Islam and Christianity share the same enemy, and that is reason. Now, he believes reason, logic, what we consider to be common sense, is against Christianity and against Islam. So he's basically putting Christianity and Islam in the same little box. This little evil box, right? I don't know how we can say that. First of all, Jesus himself told us to reason together, use logic for our thought process. Jesus also taught us to love one another, to love our neighbors as ourselves. He also taught us to love our enemies. Now let me ask you this, Eric, and my audience, everyone out there. How difficult is that? Does that sound like something that the Islamic teachings tell us? Does that sound like something that comes out of the Quran? To love our enemies, to, didn't Jesus also say to love those who abuse us, essentially? Those who despitefully use us? We're supposed to love them. And, more importantly, because of what we deal with in life every day, did not Jesus tell us to forgive others? Yeah, he did. And let me tell you something, that's the hardest thing in the world. It's hard for me to do, and it's hard for you to do, I'm sure. So, Eric, again, this is not an argument about, whose religion can beat up someone else's religion. That's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is, when you make a statement like you've made, be more thoughtful about it, because what you're doing is you're trying to tell everyone that Christianity is exactly like Islam, so they're both against reason and logic. Therefore, if someone's preaching Christianity or, basically holding up the Christian standard to, in a fight against jihad, that it undermines the credibility of those other people who are using their so-called reason and logic. It undermines their credibility, therefore it hurts the mission. And I would dare say to you that, there's a million things I could say about that, but it's important for you, Eric, to understand that, there's no such thing when it comes to that as reason or logic, because all that matters is what will replace that jihad. When you go, let's say that you, Eric, are able to eliminate jihad and radical Islam completely from the planet, and you change the minds and the hearts of those people over there. What will replace that belief system? What are you going to replace it with, Eric? Because let me tell you something, there's nothing better than the pure love that Jesus preached and that he taught. There's nothing better than it. If you read his Sermon on the Mount, if you see all the things that he wrote, you tell me what's better than that. Loving your neighbor as yourself. The golden rule that says what? Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. I'm sorry, but whatever you have available, whether it's your Eastern religion, and maybe some of the Eastern religious philosophies mirror that, but it doesn't matter. The point is, you are attacking that. And I know why you're doing it, because you're saying that, well, because with Christianity comes this attachment of hell and punishment, eternal fire, hellfire and punishment. You don't believe in that. Therefore, what you're trying to say is that what kind of a loving God would allow that? Therefore, that's not love. Well, like I said, that's very easy to dispel. It's very easy to define. Hell is the absence of God. It's the complete and total absence of all the good things and all the good attributes of God. Which means what? What are we seeing? We're seeing murder. We're seeing, subjugation. We're seeing discrimination against women and other groups of people. We're seeing hatred all over this planet by many different factions. It's not just, the Christians against the Jews, or the Jews against the Islamic people, or the Islamic people against the Christians or the Jews. There's so much hatred in this world. It is not just defined by one particular religious organization, which is why I say we have to be careful when attacking religion in general. Saying, well, it's religion's fault, therefore religion is the problem, that's the evil, let's get rid of religion. No. I beg to differ. I beg to differ, Eric, or anyone that's listening right now. It's not religion. It's the heart of mankind. Mankind is flawed. And again, that does get back to the teachings of Jesus. He taught about the fallen nature of man. Not only Jesus, but before his time on earth, you have the Old Testament, the Jewish belief system that mankind is fallen from the grace of God, and therefore needs a redeemer, needs redemption, and is flawed, and will always make mistakes, and there will be evil lurking in the hearts of men. So it's not religion that's the problem, it is the heart of mankind. We are imperfect, and we need someone greater than ourselves, a principle, a set of principles, something greater than us, which is why when the framers of our nation set forth to create America, they set forth principles that were based on something greater than us. And they said, okay, we are given our rights by whom? Not by a person or a government or any group of people on earth, but by God, by something greater than us. And it's a beautiful thing because it allows us to aspire to something better and to use those principles to do better. We're never going to be perfect on this earth. None of us are. But with the help of those principles given by God, we can do better. So I always think, Eric, what is it that you're going to give these people? What are you going to lend to these people, after you've destroyed Islam? What are you going to give them? You're going to give them secular humanism? That's emptiness. You're going to give them Eastern philosophy? Now, yes, although Eastern philosophy has a lot of great principles in it, it does. It still lacks that central authority of God, that binding and unifying force. At least in my estimation, it does. However, again, you're entitled to your opinions, Eric. I'm not going to stop you from believing what you believe. I'm just giving you something to think about, and I think we should all do that. We need to be open to other thoughts, take them in, chew them up a little, extrapolate from them what we can, and, if God does exist, then guess what? God will make himself manifest, or he will make himself open. He will open himself up to us and make himself clearly known. So, again, my belief. I did want to address one other thing to Eric. Eric, I think this is important for you to look at. If you believe in modern science, oftentimes many people will say, well, modern science disproves God, or it stands against God. And I'm sorry, but I can't see that. What I see is that science often goes hand in hand with God. Okay? It goes hand in hand. It's a chirality of togetherness. And we have to look at it that way. Modern science is now moving in its quantum theory to a belief of the possibility that there are infinite numbers of universes. And I wanted to say this to you, Eric, because you made the assertion that there is no such thing as hell. Hell does not exist. Therefore, Christians are nuts. Christians are just crazy. That's what you said. Now, again, I'm not going to badmouth you, or I don't get offended, as you have said. You said on your bill, those that are offended have doubts in their own beliefs, therefore they attack. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to attack you. I'm just giving you something to think about. I'm engaging in a conversation here, and I hope you will give me the respect to engage me. Not talking down to me, but giving me some things to think about. But I will tell you, if, in fact, the universe is not just one thing, but there are several, basically infinite numbers, which we can't even conceive in our own minds, infinite numbers of universes out there, then not only is hell possible, but hell does in fact exist in one of those universes. Hell does exist. And even if you say, well, maybe it does, maybe it doesn't, you can never say with 100% certainty that hell does not exist, if in fact this hypothesis set forth by our modern scientists says that there is a multiverse. That multiverse theory, which says we have a multitude, billions, trillions, an infinite number of universes. Hell must exist somewhere in that mix. So therefore, when you say that there's no hell, you're full of crap, whatever you say. And oh, this is undermining our mission. I find that to be woefully short of the mark. I'm sorry, but it is. It is incorrect. I think you need to put that behind you. You need to forget about that. Even if you still believe that, oh, there's no hell, whatever, that's fine. But I think you need to give those Christian people, those people that stand with you in this fight against jihad, and I do. I agree with you on the fight against jihad, Eric. I do. I want that. I want to stop that radical influence from invading our world. Absolutely. But I want to tell you that I want you to give your Christian brethren the benefit of the doubt. And kind of, even if you don't agree, put it behind you, please. Just put that behind you somewhere in the corner of your mind and just fight on. And don't block people who are making religious statements. Don't hate them, because you sound kind of bitter. You sound, and I know what you're saying, no, it's not undermining you. Christianity is, and the belief in hell is not undermining you or your mission or the mission, any mission that fights jihad. No, it's not undermining you. What it's doing is it's teaching the pure love of Jesus, and it's teaching us all to love. It's actually the anti-jihad, just as you're doing. So think of it that way. Think of it as a parallel fight. For instance, just to give you an example, there are many charities that fight cancer, or that fight AIDS, or any other disease, or any other malady that this world has. Now, all those different charities have slightly different belief systems, and they're different. They have different leadership, but they're all parallel. They're parallel systems. They are fighting the same enemy. And so I think you need to just kind of keep that in your mind. I think instead of going, because I really believe you're going to need your Christian friends. You're going to need those people. Those people are a big part of this mission. They are. There's no emptiness there. And I want you to see that, Eric. Please understand that. Nobody's against you here. We are your friends. We are here for you. But if you alienate us, you're only harming yourself and your mission. You are. You're alienating because it's not, nobody's, and anybody that attacks you, anybody that tries to violate your peace or tries to threaten you or say that, because I've seen heard some of the threats, and those people are wrong. They are wrong. I don't care if they call themselves Christians. That's not the Christian way. So any of you out there that are going to threaten Eric, if you go to his site, if you go to his Facebook page, no threats to him, please. None. No negativity whatsoever. We are to love one another. We are to come to each other. If we're disagreeing with each other, we are to disagree in love and in peace. In peace. So that's my little diatribe tonight. That's my mission. Peace to you, Eric. Everybody out there, again, Eric doesn't want you spreading Christianity necessarily, but again, Eric, please be understanding of your Christian friends out there. I want to introduce people to Eric and his mission, but I want him to understand also that, we all need to fight the enemy of tyranny, and we need each other. So, Eric Allen Bell, if you want to go to his Facebook page, look him up on there. I have some links on my podcast. You'll see there's underneath, you will see a streaming ticker. You will see links that you can click to go to Eric Allen Bell's Facebook page and also his website, global1.tv, to see what he has available there. But I just want him to know, Eric, peace. Peace to you. Even though I disagree with what you've said about this Christianity message, please take to heart what I'm saying. You know, chew on it a little bit, get an understanding of what I mean. Maybe it'll change your heart and mind. I don't know. But if it doesn't, peace to you anyway. Peace to you anyway. Peace to all of you out there. Please, if you want me to keep sending out podcasts, doing my show, please sponsor me. If you need more information, go to my Facebook page. I have links to that also on my website, Michaelantonio.biz, Michaelantonio.me, Michaelantonio.info. You can purchase my music there. And as it goes with sponsorship, if you wish to have me advertise you or your business on my Facebook page, on my podcast here, or on any of my messages, please do sponsor me. It would be greatly appreciated. So I'm going to send you off on a beautiful note. May God be with you on this wonderful holiday season. Christmas is coming up. May you get all the best presents, or at least if you don't get great presents, be in great presence with your loved ones. God bless you all. Have a great night and a great holiday season. Ciao, everybody.
Now is the time we come together.